explain to me, I'm saying, logically, if you have sex and your child ends up getting cancer, that act of sex caused the cancer.
Stop blaming the crowd.
The act of birth is after the act of sex. So you need to go back to the act of sex. What do you mean not the birth? Because the sex causes the creation of the person that can get cancer.
When does the speaker arrive? How are you? When does the speaker arrive?
Am I promoting the end of what? Human existence.
Well, he is
Number one, what if I won? Number two, what on earth? That question is a typical red herring question, which is run by your nasty DNA.
We're coming
right?
for you.
Forget what I'm promoting. I am questioning each individual here and asking you, if you don't want to create cancer, if you don't want to create diabetes, if you don't want to create another Keir Starmer, then do not engage in unprotected sex, right? Okay, now look, saying rubbish is in itself idiotic, right?
We've got a Labour government. What's the problem?
What's the problem? Yeah, totally.
Sir Keir Starmer.
How many Keir Starmers are there in your testicles? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? I can assure you that Keir Starmer's father...
Sir Keir Starmer to you.
Sir Keir Starmer's father probably didn't think he had a Keir Starmer in his testicles. A narcissistic, deranged madman, right? How many Keir Starmers are in your testicles, sir? Huh? And do you want to take a risk and find out? How would you feel if you created another Sir Keir Starmer?
We'd have a Labour government for 10 years.
Yes. Have I had cancer?
Well, you said
sex causes cancer, that's right. There's a 1 in 2 chance that the sex, if you have unprotected sex,
you'll have a good time.
And you create a child, yeah, have a good time, yeah. You won't have a good time when there's screaming, crying baby along. You won't have a good time if the child ends up in Great Ormond Street Hospital with cancer, right? I was born 6. No, I don't, but my mother did. My mother got cancer, she had breast cancer, she had to have both her breasts taken off, right? She had radiotherapy, and do you know what caused the cancer? 9 months before my mother was born, my grandparents had a shag, and that caused the cancer. I can prove it to you, it's obvious. If without the shag, there would have not been any cancer. Do you want to create cancer? Are you going to have a child? Are you going to have a child? Do you have it? Okay. Do you intend to have any more? Okay, maybe. Do you want to create cancer?
No, I don't.
Well, in that case, the only way to make sure that you don't is to make sure that you have a vasectomy.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily, yes. Why haven't you had a vasectomy anyway?
Doctors having a day.
Why have you not had a vasectomy?
I don't need to.
You do need to. You do. You need to protect your unborn children from being fucked into existence by you for no good reason.
You said if 2 people have sex, the child will get cancer.
No, I said there's a 1 in 2 chance. If 2 people have unprotected sex, there's a 1 in 2 chance that the result is a pregnancy and a child born. There's a 1 in 2 chance that that child will get cancer. Therefore, if the child gets cancer, you caused it.
Everybody can get cancer then, based on what you said. Because you said that the people that have sex and get cancer, everybody's born. Okay, most of us.
Yeah, we could. That's right. We could.
So the cancer's already
We could. I've already brought 3 people into existence, and there's a good chance that one of them is going to get cancer at some stage, which means I created cancer when I had sex with my wife. That's right. I started off the process. It's really not that difficult. Even you could work it out. Really, it's not difficult, guys. It's simple. If you have unprotected sex, and you have a child, and the child gets cancer, then that sex led to the cancer. Right? If you have sex, and your child ends up being a psychopathic maniac like Keir Starmer, your sex led to Keir Starmer. So my question, as I asked before,
So where did you learn that information?
is how many Keir Starmers are there in your ball sack? None!
Are you asking the ladies as well?
How many Keir Starmers are there in your ball sack, Mr. Local Experimentalist?
God knows.
You don't know, do you? Which is why you should get a vasectomy, to make sure that none of the fuckers ever get out. Right? And we don't have any more Keir Starmers created in the world. There's only one way to make sure that your little Keir Starmers in your ball sack don't create a Keir Starmer, and that is not to let them anywhere near the trapdoors, otherwise known as the vagina. If you let your penis into those trapdoors,
The cave of death.
create the next Keir Starmer.
When did you learn that about sex? Where did you learn that information?
What do you mean, when did I learn that information? It's not exactly rocket fucking science, is it, guys? Argue with me. Argue with the point. Listen, argue with the point. We're here at Speaker's Corner. I've given you a perfectly logical argument. If you have sex, unprotected sex, a child is born, it gets cancer, your sex can be, that cancer can be traced back to your act of sex, can it not?
Why did you have 3 children then, if you know this?
What's that?
If you know
Oh, I
this, why
see.
did you have
No, I didn't know this before I had my children. Of course not. I didn't know this. I only found this out way after I had them. But I've told them, if you want to create cancer, go ahead. Have unprotected
Where
sex.
did you learn your information from?
Where did I learn
Where did you get
it?
it
I
from?
used my brain.
What, so you came up with it?
What's that?
Did you come up with it?
Yes, I came up with it myself. Yes. It's very simple. Sex causes disability. If you have a disabled child as a result of having unprotected sex, then you can trace back the disability to your unprotected sex. Sex causes diabetes. Sex causes dementia. Sex causes Boris Johnson. How many Boris Johnsons are there in your ball sack, sir? How do you know it's none? You know, what? What's it got to do with black and white? I'm talking about the type of character that he is. Yeah, the character. You don't know what's in your ball sack, because in your ball sack is all sorts of sperm made up of all your ancestors, and they were riddled with all sorts of nasties, just like all of us. Yes, oh yes, no.
Sir, this lady has a question. She says that you also, you're a byproduct of sex yourself.
What's that?
She said that you've come from sex as well.
Yes, I've come from sex as well, that's right. Unfortunately, my parents didn't use protection. Could have saved me a lot of bother. I wouldn't have to be here speaking to reprobates like you guys. People who are here, I know why you're here, by the way. You're here because you're not quite as fucked up as the speakers here, and it makes you feel better about yourself when you come here. But you're still fucked up.
So I'm disappointed.
And you're only here because your parents just wanted to have a shag, right? That's the reason why you're here. Nothing more, nothing grand, nothing to do with God. Absolutely nothing to do with God. Sex caused the war. All wars. There are 155 wars in the world right now. All of them caused by sex. The war in Palestine, Gaza and Israel, all of it caused by sex. In 2006, when when Hamas took over Gaza, there were 600,000 people. Since then, they've added another 1.6 million people, right? That means roughly 3.2 million shags, right? With million people shagged to create those 1.6 million people, and now they're all stuck in Gaza. Same thing in Israel. In that period, in Israel, another 2 million people were added to the number of people there.
Are you anti-humanity?
Am I anti-humanity?
Yes.
What? Are you pro-humanity?
Yes.
Look around here.
Yes, we are.
Why would anybody be pro-humanity? What the hell for? Why? Why are you pro-humanity?
Are you not proud of humanity?
Proud of humanity? No, I'm ashamed of humanity.
Why?
Why? Well, for a start, most of the people around here are barbaric meat eaters. Nasty. Every person here, if you're a meat eater, you have no right to complain about war because you treat the animals worse than the people in war, right? Why? I'm embarrassed to be part of the human race.
Okay. Are you a meat eater?
No, I'm not a meat eater, but I was.
What about
Most of my life I was.
The ones who aren't meat eaters, what about them?
They're pretty bad as well. They're pretty because they are involved in a terrible exploitation for everything that they get. All their clothes and the vegetables and the fruit, it's all based on exploitation. It's awful. But forget all that. It doesn't matter, that's just opinion, right? I'm dealing with facts. Sex causes wars. Sex causes diabetes. Sex causes schizophrenia. And all of you who are going to have children, you all think, no, not my child. My child's not going to have autism. My child's not going to have diabetes. My child's not going to end up in a wheelchair. My child's not going to have deformities. My child's not going to have cancer. No, really. Well, somebody's is, right? This is all caused by sex. Sex is the ultimate scam of all time, right? Gay sex. Gay sex is fine. The gays are wonderful. In fact, I am so pro-gay that I have been offering a £10,000 reward to anybody that can turn my daughter into a lesbian. I don't want my daughter anywhere near you dirty, filthy men. You are disgusting, you lot. Disgusting, having unprotected sex. You're getting diseases. The problem is that your biology doesn't care whether you get syphilis. Did you know that, sir? Look, you look like a nice guy, well dressed, well groomed, probably had a shower today even, but your biology doesn't care if you get genital warts. Your biology doesn't care if you impregnate a woman accidentally. It just wants you to impregnate as many women as possible. That's how awful it is. Which is why the war in Gaza and Palestine is none of your business or mine. There's only one war you should be concerned about. The war in your pants. The war between the real human self and the dirty dog that lives in your pants. If your dog had its way, it would go shagging anything that it could shag, right? Any woman it could shag if a man, when you're heterosexual.
You
right?
said you have 3 children.
Yes, well I don't have 3 children. I don't use that language. They're not children anymore. I initiated the life of 3 human beings for no good reason. I was ignorant at the time. I was stupid and ignorant, and I was brought up in an ignorant society and I just did what everyone else was doing. Right? And I'm still paying very heavily for the price. £1.7 million later, and they're still using my Amazon account for getting all sorts of rubbish. And I have to pay for their drugs. And you can imagine how high that bill is, having a father like me.
Have any of your children had children?
Have any of my children have children? So far as I know, not. No, thankfully. And I have made it very clear to them.
Why, is she not old enough to breed yet?
I've made it very...
She's not old enough to breed with you yet? Is that why she's not?
Is that your natural accent, or are you putting it
No,
on?
this is who I am. Just asking. So she's not old enough to breed
Oh, she's 20.
yet.
She's 27.
Just check.
27, that's right. No, I've made it clear to my children that if they have unprotected sex, that could cause cancer, diabetes, heart disease, Keir Starmer, you know, all started with sex, right?
So would you be an unhappy grandfather then?
Yes. The last thing in the world I want to be is a grandfather. It's a horrific idea, and it's disgusting and selfish. People who want to be grandparents are selfish, narcissistic morons. that don't think about it properly. Because what they want is so that they can play with a little toy and then hand it back when things get tough. It's disgusting. I care about my children and I don't want them to have to go through what I went through. Being a parent is an impossible job. It's an impossible job, and it inevitably leads to disappointment. I mean, look at this guy here. Imagine how disappointed his parents must have been.
Oh my God. That's not nice.
It's not nice. I know. The truth is not nice. But it applies to you as well. If you were my child, I'd be very disappointed. Look at you. You're just an average bloke.
Right, so you said that you're...
Waste of money. Your poor mother had to go through 9 months of hell, right?
I went through 9 months of nice labour.
Oh, nice labour.
Nice carry. Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Nice, really? Do you like morning sickness then, do you?
I didn't have morning sickness.
Oh,
I was
really?
one of the very lucky
you. Lucky you, my dear. Whether you know it or not, every pregnancy is a tragedy waiting to happen. And if the tragedy hasn't happened... Yes, I am. Of course I'm a tragedy. My parents are devastated that I've ended up like this. Absolutely. But it's their fault. But it's their fault for not taking precaution. Why did you have him?
Because I wanted him.
Because you wanted him, the selfish, narcissistic woman.
No.
Because you wanted him.
It's his destiny.
By the way, the difference between you and my dog, what's the difference between you and my dog, who I take to the park, and when she's on heat, she goes around and she goes and smells all the other dog's genitals and she jumps on them, right? Do you know why she does that? Because she wants to. Because she wants to. Because she wants to. And you're the same. You did it because you want to.
I'm not a dog, never being. Your mother may be a dog, but
when you want something, if you're actually a human, you need to think about the consequences of that. Just because you want something doesn't mean it's a good idea that you should do it. Just because you want... Oh, really?
So why did you have children?
So just because you wanted to do it... Why did you want to... Why did you want to do it? No, I'm not having a bad life at all. Up until I met you, I was having quite a good time now. But now I'm starting to rethink, maybe I'll end it all. But listen, madam, can I ask you, why did you want to have a child?
Because I'm a woman.
Because you're a woman. Oh, the Bible! Oh, the Bible said go forth and bloody multiply. Number one, you believe in the Bible. Number one, right, you shouldn't believe in any books. Number two, you've never even read the Bible in the original language, so you don't even know what it says.
Have you read it in the original?
Yes, I have, many times. And unfortunately, I will never get those years back. What a waste of time reading that rubbish book. I mean, seriously, there are literally thousands. There are thousands of books I would rather have read than the Bible. But by the way, the Bible, when it says be fruitful and multiply, number one, the Hebrew is Peru Urubu, right? The word multiply was not in the language in those days. That is, multiplication is a mathematical term which is only a recent addition to our language. The word Ruvu means be fruitful and productive. Productive, right? Be bountiful.
Where did you find that out?
Well, I've learned Hebrew.
From where?
From my parents. They brainwashed me. They brainwashed me with the Bible. What's that sound? I've no idea. I don't care. Oh, they're not. Oh, they must have read wrong, really. Right. Anyway, so let's get this right. This woman is so deluded. She thinks God, she thinks the creator of the universe wants her to reproduce. Why? Why would the creator of the universe want you to pass on the legacy of all your deformities in your DNA? Because we've all got deformed DNA. We've all got problems with our DNA, including you. and you passed them on. Oh, really? Made brilliantly? Right. Oh, God designed you. I would give God 1 or a half or 0 out of 10 for the design of human beings. It's a shit design. It's a design that is vulnerable. You brought a child into existence, and that child is vulnerable to mental and physical illness. And you did it. Exactly. Saying what I am. Which is why my parents... Yeah, I don't have children. I initiated the life of 3 human beings.
Wow!
Yes.
So how are you standing there talking?
Because...
What mental hospital are you from?
I will explain.
What mental
Right, now
hospital
look.
are you from?
Okay, let me deal
What
with it.
mental hospital
Let
are
me
you
deal
from?
with that
Don't make them double signs up.
Let me deal with that question, right? Let's say I was actually from a mental hospital, right? I don't know how much experience you have with people with serious mental health illness, but if I was actually an escapee or I was just out for the day from a mental health hospital, it's a little bit cruel and unkind for you to say that in front of everybody. Which mental hospital are you from? What on earth is going on here? Yeah, I'm acting weird. Okay, I'm acting weird. What is weird? What? No, that's circular. What is weird? What does the word weird? Right, you see, that is not an explanation of what the word means. What does weird mean? No, that's not an explanation. Can someone help us? What does the word weird mean? What does the word weird mean? Local experimentalist, what does it mean? What does it mean, weird?
3 children he's got.
Somebody, does anybody know what the word weird means?
You, the man standing with the
The word weird to me means out of the ordinary, means not on the norm. And I wouldn't want to be a part of the norm, because the norm and the masses have been engineered, right? And almost everything that you believe has been planted into your head, including the desire to bring another poor victim into existence.
And what you're saying was planted in your head by whom?
By whom?
Yes,
Good
by whom?
question. Good question.
By whom?
All sorts of people.
The devil, it sounds like.
The devil, yeah.
Yes.
The devil, my dear, the devil is in your knickers. That's where the devil is, right? And you couldn't control yourself, and you let someone into the cave of perpetual suffering.
It seems like you like the devil. That's why you made 3 children. You love the devil. That's why you made 3 children.
You trapped their father in the vagina, which is the trap door. You trapped their father, and you let him slide in in your well-lubricated trap doors, right? And trap the poor guy when all your father wanted was to have a nice little shag. Let's be honest, right? It's nothing to do with go forth and multiply, you liar. Take it back. Okay, if it's come here, 1 minute. Let's take it back to 9 months before he was born. What were you doing? Were you sitting studying the Bible, saying, "Oh, look, it says let's multiply. Let's do that. Come on, God wants." Or did you go out one night, have too much to drink, and have a nice little shag, and then 9 months later, this guy turned up?
Alcoholism.
All right, fair enough. Take me back to the night. Take me back. Oh, you were married. Oh, that's okay then. That's okay then. You're still married. Well done. Right, you managed to trap him by having the kids. Right. It's the oldest scam in the book. Marriage.
You said you got 3 kids.
Guys, marriage is the oldest scam in the book.
You said you have 3 children. Tell everyone.
No, I don't have 3 children. I initiated
3 human beings, you said.
I initiated the life of 3 human beings, and I was ignorant at the time. Let me explain why this is not hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy is hypocrisy.
Let me explain why it is not
There's no
hypocrisy.
other reason about
Do you eat
excellent.
Do you?
Hypocrisy is hypocrisy.
Do you
and
eat?
you are an hypocrite.
Do you
Full
eat?
blown.
Do you eat the dead, tortured body parts of sentient beings?
No, that sounds like something you do.
Animals. Do you eat dead animals?
No, I don't.
You don't eat them at all?
No.
So what are you? What are you? What's your diet like? She's a
It's
vegan.
all strictly vegetables.
Ah, see, I told you. Oh, strictly vegetables?
Yes.
All right.
I thought she's a
Yeah, come on, tell the truth. Tell the
Strictly
truth.
vegetables.
Tell the truth. I don't believe you, but okay, fair enough. I don't believe you, but fair enough. Fair enough. Anybody here eat the dead, tortured body parts of animals? Thank you, right. Thank you. Well done for admitting it, right. Now, I spent the first 40 years of my life not knowing the difference between murder and dinner. And so what I did was, I paid someone, I didn't like to do it myself. I didn't like to torture the animals and then slaughter them myself. So, I prefer to get someone else to do it. You like it? Yeah. It's getting worse. Right? Now listen, if you really did do it, I'd at least have some respect that you're doing it yourself, right? I didn't do it myself. I paid some poor bugger to go and do it for me. Some corporation. And then I ate it. And I ate it oblivious and ignorant. But about 10 years ago, no, about 17 years ago, I started to watch films about how badly they were treated. And I started to realise that I shouldn't be eating meat. So I stopped eating meat and eventually I became vegan. And then I told everyone about it, because how do you know if someone's a vegan? How do you know if someone's a vegan? They tell you. You know what it's like, right? They're annoying, right? They tell you. So even though I spent most of my life eating meat, when I realised that it's not the right thing to do, I stopped doing it and I started speaking to other people about it. And the same applies to reproduction. Long after I had my children, I realised that what I did was ignorant and selfish and narcissistic, right? And lacking in any type of serious planning.
Sorry, just a minute.
And foresight.
Hello. You married?
Yeah.
It's alright, you've answered everything. The argument's finished.
Why is the argument finished?
You got the teachings for us as
The
well.
argument's finished. It's all
Why?
right.
What's it got to
Everybody
do?
else will work it out.
What's it
Don't
got to do
worry.
with that?
It's too
No.
complicated for you to work out.
Yeah, too complicated. All right. Okay, argument done. That's right. You're more than welcome to go to one of the other
So these
speakers.
reasons is why you are anti-humanity, he says.
I'm not anti-humanity, and it doesn't matter what I am anti or not. I question the sanity of creating more life, sentient life, that can and will suffer and cause suffering to others. That's what I question. When she created you, just because she wanted to, when really, let's be honest, it's because she had a shag. That's why she created you.
Hello.
And certainly,
Speak a bit more respectful. I didn't just have a shag.
when you're,
Okay?
what did you do?
We made love.
Oh,
It's
we
called
made love.
Yes, not shag.
There's no such
All
thing
right,
as
I'm
making
not one of
love.
those old cheap
That is
sluts.
just old blood. That's an old wives' tale. You made lust. You made lust. You didn't make love. Why did you make love? What were you loving? Who were you
Ask
loving?
your wife when you were making your children, what were you doing?
She goes
What
on
was
about
she
this
doing?
bullshit as well.
Yeah.
She goes on about the bullshit making love.
I feel very
and I
sorry
asked
for
her
her.
about
You
this.
really picked up
What
on
is this love? When you made love to your husband, why did you have to bring some poor victim into this world?
He's not a
right?
full victim.
Yes, he is.
He's doing very well in
Is
life,
he?
and I'm very
really?
proud of him.
All right. At the moment, he may be be
He has
doing well.
been doing it from all of
In
his
what way is he
He's got
doing well?
no criminal record.
Oh, no
He's
criminal
got a very
record.
good
Wow.
job, and
Well
he's
done.
doing
a
very well.
good job, my dear. He shouldn't have to work at all. It's only because you failed to take protection that he's got to work. There is no such thing as a good job. No jobs are good. Jobs are slavery. The word for job in Hebrew is avodah. Right, the word for slave in Hebrew is eved. It's the same word. You shouldn't have to work. She should be giving you money to live.
No, you know what? You're right.
She owes you
shouldn't have to
millions.
work. He shouldn't
She
have to work.
owes you
I
millions.
shouldn't have to work. You owe us millions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a 30-second break. Now, if you want to just hurl meaningless statements at me, this is your opportunity. Go for it. Yeah, you owe us millions. What am I trying to say? I'm saying that every pregnancy was a tragedy, including your mother's pregnancy with you. Of course it was a tragedy. Oh, that old chestnut. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because up until I met you, I was kind of having quite a nice life. But I have to be honest, now looking at you, I'm starting to think suicide might be a better option. Would you like that? Would you like that? Would you like that? It's going to end in tragedy. Your mother's pregnancy is going to end in tragedy someday, right? In my opinion, it's already ended in tragedy. It's already ended. You are an example of the tragedy of pregnancy. Look at you. Your mother had to go through 9 months of hell, push you out, to only end up with you. Look at you. What on earth are you doing? Why did your mum spend all that time and your parents spend all that time and money to bring you up? You're not in this. All you're doing is just an average. What are you doing here? What are you doing on the planet? What exactly are you doing here? What did your parents put all that money and all that effort in for what? What a disappointment you are. This is what I'm talking about. Do I need to say more? Every pregnancy is a tragedy unless you prove it otherwise. Look around here at the ongoing tragedies of pregnancy. What?
Your agree is your mother's fault.
Yeah.
What are you finding on about today,
And by the way, I will give any woman here £100 if she will tell me why she would want to get pregnant in the first place. I will give a man offer a prize of £100 if any man would explain to me why they would want to make a woman pregnant. Like for example you, sir, you look intelligent. Can I ask you, would you like, if technology was available, would you like to go through the whole pregnancy thing? Would you like to go through, would you like to be impregnated with a baby? No, you wouldn't, would you? And get all morning sickness and like have to worry and go and get scanned and then lie there in the bed trying to push it out of the hole, right? You wouldn't like that, right? So why would you want to make a woman pregnant unless you hated her guts? Maybe if you hate a woman, you really hate her, you want to get her pregnant. But not if you love her. Why would you want to make... Are you considering making a woman pregnant in your life? That's all. Not at the
We'll
moment.
go to our next speaker in a few minutes.
Probably not a good idea here, right? But at any stage in your life, are you together? Right. Do you want, at any stage in your life, to make her pregnant?
Yes.
Your wife?
No? Good, because that's a sane answer. Why would you want to make the woman you love pregnant? And I would ask you, madam, would you ever want to be pregnant?
Stay happy.
Yeah, pregnant. Yeah,
No.
pregnant. Yeah, pregnant.
Let's get out of here quickly. Get out of here before he asks too many difficult questions. Quickly, bugger off.
Your wife popped 3 babies out of her fat veg. What's wrong with that? It's your fault.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's your fault.
I refer to my sign. I need say no more. Another example of the terrible tragedy of pregnancy. Right? Can you imagine the disappointment? All the money, and then got in.
Yes. Yes.
What a... And there's another one here. Oh my gosh. Jesus, can you imagine being his parents? What a disappointment.
Daddy, but
We're happy.
why are you?
We're happy.